Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of UnBoxed. I'm glad that you joined us today. All right, so we're continuing our journey on how emotionally mature are you, and we talked about defining a self, and I really want to dig into that a little bit more today. What it means to actually be an authentic you in whatever relationship that you're in. We got a lot to unbox today, so stick around. I'm Dr. Robert Davis, family life educator and relationship coach. And welcome to Unboxed, a frank and straightforward conversation about relationships. We're going to talk about family, church, workplace, and all other types of relationships. Join me for the next few moments as we unbox the power and potential of relationships and help you to live your best life. Hey everyone, let's get started here. Before we start though, please like, subscribe, and share. That's right, like, subscribe, and share. Okay, so we talked about the 5 things that make authentic leader. I want to just focus in on number 4, which is authentic leaders are self-differentiated. In other words, they know this is who I am. They're very clear about this is who I am. And a lot of people are like chameleons. They change who they are based on the relationship that they're in. And a lot of it stems from our family. We're not going to get into a whole lot of that today. We'll get into that another time. But I wanted to share with you that it's important for leaders to be very clear about who they are. And I use the analogy of, painting a picture. And when a person first begins painting the picture, you have no clue what it is. It's just colors and stuff thrown up on a canvas. It's not until the individual lines become clear that you're able to distinguish the person from the tree from the lake from the boat. Then everything starts to become much clearer, and even the little detailed parts of the boat become clear. And so that's what we want. We want to be able to be clear. We're still connected to other people, in relationship with other people, but we have our own set of values, our own set of identity that is well thought out. And you can only reach this by thinking it out. So I'm going to talk about how we go through that process. Again, a lot of us, and this is just the world we live in, especially with social media. A lot of people are unclear about who they are. So one of the things I said for you to really determine how emotionally mature you are, how much of a defined self, in other words, when I look at this picture, how clear am I? That's a very good way of putting it. If I was painting a picture of you in your family or you in your workplace, how clearly would I be able to differentiate or to see you from all the other folk in the picture? Would you stand out as a unique individual, or would you kind of just blend into the background? And so there's different things that we can do to help us to understand how clear we stand out, how authentic and genuine we are as our individual selves. And one of the things is by asking the question, how much of who you are and how you function is dependent on the community you were raised in, your family's influence, your ethnicity, your culture, your spiritual and religious beliefs. I was having a conversation today with an individual that I'm doing coaching with when we talked about our religious beliefs. And if you look at Matthew chapter 5, one of the things that Jesus did that shows you just how emotionally mature he was is that he didn't just say, I believe in the 10 commandments. He did say that when he said, whoever breaks one of these least commandments and teaches men to do so is least in the kingdom of heaven. He talked about the importance of the commandments. But then he goes through and says, I have done the heavy lifting in my own life, the hard work of not only having a set of religious beliefs, but talking about how they interpret into my own life. So for instance, I believe that you should not murder. But that also means for me, this is differentiated. This means for me that I do not gossip about people. This is what Jesus said. I don't gossip about people. I don't call people fools. I don't call people worthless. I don't hate people because I believe that you should not murder. And I've thought through this and I've come up with a set of core values that guide me. And we're going to dig a little bit more into that. So when you look at Jesus in a crowd, he had such a unique individuality about himself. And some people, are flamboyant. Some people are, bombastic, and that's what makes them stand out. But they do that because they need, because they feel the pressure of everybody around. They really don't have their own identity. It's just literally like a splash of red paint across a canvas. It doesn't identify anything, and it only stands out because it is attempting to stand out from everything else. In other words, it is still reactive to what else is going on in their environment. So their family is very religious. So because I am emotionally fused with my family, I'm really not sure who I am, I'm gonna go to the other extreme. My family is very religious, so I'm gonna start, drinking, doing drugs, whoremongering, whatever it may be. But it's not who I really am. It's really a fake me that is in response to who my family is and whatever tension and emotional issues that are going on there. But emotional maturity is being in relationship, even difficult ones, and maintaining your individuality. It is being able to think and to act for yourself without arguing, without withdrawing or becoming silent. To be able to clearly say, this is what I believe. And then being able to listen to others when they say, well, I believe differently, without being defensive. One of the clear ways that I know that I'm being very anxious is when I feel that urge to need to persuade. Whenever I get that urge that I need to persuade someone, that is a clear indication that I'm dealing with some kind of anxiety. Emotional maturity, on the other hand, pushes us to go free. It allows us to be in touch with relationships, but not bound by relationships. The individuality forces, that desire to be ourselves, urges us to be the best that we can be, regardless of what others think. Emotionally mature people can be cooperative in groups and in cooperative relationships. This is more thought out and chosen. Some folk are cooperative, because they don't want to lose their job. But, a really well-defined person can be cooperative in groups and relationships because they've actually thought these things through. And they said, okay, this is who I want to be, not who I have to be or who I'm scared to be. Of course, all that's emotional reactivity. But this is who I want to be. The person is not automatically doing what others want reflexively, simply because other people want it. Relationships are less troubled. There is less anxiety, less worry over what people think. How much do people think about me, what I wear, how I talk, how I look, what I own, who I am? How much of that influences you is a clear sign of your emotional maturity. There is less anxiety, less worry over what people think. Responses are more appropriate based on fact and thinking things through, and life takes a much smoother course. This life is less at the mercy of automatic pattern behavior. It is governed more by thinking and planning based on objective fact, logic, and principle. Emotionally mature people are their best individual self. They are guided by principles. And this is what we're going to spend the rest of the time. I'm going to end this today and we're going to start talking about getting into principles. They are guided by principles that are well thought out based on fact, logic, and experience. They are not affected by relationship consideration, although they are aware of them. Emotionally mature people are better able to stand on their own, knowing where they stand, knowing what they believe and what they believe in. Emotionally mature people have impermeable boundaries. No borrowing or lending of self takes place. The more mature a person, the better the life course, the less anxious they are, the better the relationships, the better they make decisions. And this really comes from being very thoughtful. A lot of what I just shared with you, I got from a powerful book by Roberta M. Gilbert called The Cornerstone Concept. It's in her Extraordinary Leadership Seminar series. That's right. Emotionally mature people are authentic leaders. And that's what we seek to be. But it has to come as a result of being clear with our thinking and really focusing on who do I want to be, and developing that, and then working through it in every situation, in every relationship, failing, trying again, failing, trying again. Let's talk about how we actually do that the next time that we meet. Again, like, subscribe, and share, and we're going to come back and unbox how we become mature, principled leaders. I'll see you next time.
Seasoned with Grace, Unboxed also provides healthy relationship training and leadership development for businesses, churches, and community organizations. For a free consultation to discuss your team's needs, please contact us at our website at swg-unboxed.org. That's swg-unboxed.org.